If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell icon to get the latest updates.
Today we are going to start. So basically the modeling classes ends yesterday, right? I mean to say this is the way you will do the modeling. Now, if you wanted to see the modeling on top of the live connection, I need your system where I can show it. But import connection, how you will create the model and what is the basic dimension, facilities and all that I have shown yesterday, right? Now we are going to stop. Next I'm going to talk about more about stories, how you create visualization, what are the different way of visualization is possible, and I'll show you how chart has to be built, what are the visualization techniques are there, things like that. I will start today. Today it will go through the visualization part, and then after that we'll go into the let me share my screen, probably that it will help me to explain it to you better. So let me know when you can see. So today then we'll talk about analytical applications, okay, some of the planning features, some of the augmented analytics features, then security. Although security you might not be able to will be doing that, but it is very good to it will be a mostly theoretical piece, but good to know. You have to know these things thoroughly so that you have a fair idea. Digital boardroom and content, and then some of the lab activities. So basically pace wise we are good, I can say. So we have still almost 29 hours in hand.
Okay. Well, if we have time at the end, I would love to do that exercise on creating the model.
Yes, if you want to do, you can do it at the very beginning as well, no problem. So that your model is ready.
Well, do we need that model for training exercises for the story?
Yes, probably you will use that. Otherwise, also you can use a separate model, no problem. But better to have that.
Yeah, what I want to do though is follow through, because when I was looking at your training content in the exercises, I want us to, you'll go through the course content, and then I want us to do the exercises so that we get practice and learn. So if we need that model to do the exercises for stories, then I recommend we take time and we create that model, because I was following Sadia doing it, but I didn't know yesterday that you have these exercises with instructions and that we can do the exercise and then ask questions. I didn't know about these exercises and instructions. So I know I didn't create the model yesterday because I started it and then it didn't work. So I just watched Sadia do it. And I don't think Francis did it as well.
Sure. You can start doing that. I can support you. Like if you want to do, please go ahead and start doing that, and I'll support you wherever it is going wrong or any support required. So you go to model from a live connection, live data model. Now here you have to choose the connection SAP BW. So there are two live connection in your system. One is production and one seems to be BW D live. I don't know which one you should be using. I think you should be using D live. That is connected to your development BW system.
Okay.
Yeah. It seems to be by the naming convention. I cannot guarantee it, but yeah, this is how. Now here you have, if you have BW ID and password, you will have to give that. So if you remember in the connection class, when I was talking to the connection class, it needs a user ID and password, and a reverse proxy gets set up in the background, and it allows you to log into the BW system. Now, if you provide the password and ID and password here, it will allow you to go into that reverse proxy. It will set up automatically a reverse proxy with the on-premise BW system that you have in your organization and connect to the cloud.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't think I will have access to the BWD.
Let's see.
Try the other one.
Yeah, let me try the DP, BWP.
Yes, you are logged in. Now you see right here. Here you hold on. So here you are browsing the data sources from your BW system. Okay.
Okay.
You are basically browsing the data sources. Now, what are the data sources you can browse? You can only browse the query. You can see all ending with the name Q001, Q002, Q003, and so forth. So if you know the technical name of the query of the which is being created in BW system, right? Then you can connect to that query. Okay. So
Okay.
if you have any query that you in your mind, you can search here. But essentially, just to remember Marilyn and Sadia also, the definition of the query and how that where from that particular query is also building the pulling the data, which cube, which data store object and BW objects basically, right? That is configured into the BW system where you are not working. You are just here connecting to the live data connection and accessing the query. Okay.
Okay. So, Marilyn, Sadia, which data?
Scroll down.
Which one do
Scroll
you
down.
think actually?
Scroll down.
You can also use ZLES underscore
Yeah.
MO2. That one we have always used. I've created models on that if you want to try that.
There we
Okay.
go. So which is the main one we're using for our analytics?
Q003, the one ending in Q003, but Dhanu has created one that says live at the end.
Yeah, keep going. That's what I was looking for.
Which one?
And just to let you know, right, these queries are not just the very easy way to create in BW4HANA. They also have to get the data acquired from from the S4 and like the S4 system or S4 TM system. If you are using shipment, probably you are using TM. So TM system, make a model into the BW4 HANA data flow model extract by, and if you remember on the first class I told you, right, at the very bottom S4 HANA system is there, then the BW4 HANA system. In that, inside the BW4 HANA you have to create the data modeling and data flows, and then ultimately expose it to the query. And that ultimate exposed query is what you are accessing in SAC.
Okay.
It is not necessarily that all the fields will be available in the query. It
Right.
might be, depends on the requirement, like what field you need, what calculation you need. But the calculation features or the other features that is there in BW, that can be used in SAC.
Okay. So, should I use this one, the Q0?
I want you to use what's the most current one? You're kind of.
It depends because we use both Q003 and Q005. So it depends.
I think you take the Q003. Seems like all free characteristics. I mean,
yes.
you have more characteristics there.
Yeah,
By the naming, I'm telling you.
Yeah, it has all fields in it.
Yeah. So then take that. That will be helpful.
Sounds
So you just
good.
choose the data source, and you can only choose the queries.
Yeah, let's really limit this data. Okay.
Now here is the beauty. Unlike the earlier days, right? Earlier days means I mean to say yesterday, right? Sorry for my language. So the screen here looks different. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Modeling screen is looking different. Okay. Now I will just unfortunately I cannot annotate. So the default screen that you are in is basically in the measure. If you see, these are all the measure. What is net weight? What is gross weight? What is order quantity? what is shipment quantity, invoice amount and all. And there is a ID beside that. These IDs are getting generated from BW. That ID is replicated here. You are basically not seeing the data. What you are seeing through the ID, you are getting the metadata. The query is metadata. That information you are getting. You are not seeing it, unlike in the import connection. I was or the model I have created. I basically putting the data and importing the data through the file or here. Right here in this one, you are not basically seeing the data. Now you have beside measure. You can see there are scale, there are decimal places, formula, all those things are coming out of the box. If you wanted to change, can you click on any of this place? Yeah, right side, this description you should not change.
Okay.
Like here, can you check if you can change it?
Change the description?
No, the scale or the decimal places, increase the decimal places probably.
Okay. Let me see. Yes.
You can do that, right? So this
I can change it.
minimalistic thing, yeah, minimalistic things you can do, not everything. Okay.
Okay.
But this is not suggested in a best practice. It is not suggested to change it here. Go back to the BW query and there you change. Because you can see at the bottom, there are some decimal places already populated. Where from it is coming? From that BW query, which is being created into the BW system, which you have connected through live connection. Okay. That's one thing. Second thing, if you go to the all dimension tab, right, you will see all the dimensions that are available. Chart of account, calendar month, calendar year, like order type, net value, document type, document number, document currency, division and all. If you wanted to group these characteristics into the meaningful groups, say for example, calendar month, you wanted to group them in under the folder called time. So you can, in the group column, you can write that name. Okay. So on the right side, you have the group column. You can write that name.
Calendar, so for example.
Yeah. Time. You can just give that grouping name as time. So essentially, what it does, it kind of internally creates a folder and keep that into that. You can type in time. Okay.
Yeah, so that's really, I like that idea. That's really good.
Yeah. So you can see if the one you are keeping in time, automatically that shipping completion date is came into time folder. Similarly, if you wanted to group it, you can do that. Okay.
Okay. So Francis, you want to put all the calendar ones in time, for example.
Oh, okay. So I just have to rename the group time, and it moves it all into the folder for time.
No, just copy paste that in that group in the next one, cal month.
Put time in all the calendar ones.
Yeah.
All of them.
See, it is getting added in the right side panel. Groups. You are basically grouping the dimension. These are all dimensions.
Up. You missed one up there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I haven't done this yet, grouping, so this is helpful. I saw year one, you just settlement date. Yeah.
It's kind of a logical grouping.
It's really logical. That's great.
Yes.
Okay. I think we have it all.
Yeah, calendar year, you can just, okay, you have done that. Okay. So similarly, you can continue and do it. Okay. So this is the second option you can do. Then if you go towards the left, there is a button beside the all dimension. If you click on that, on the top.
All dimension.
Beside left side towards that, there is a button. So it is, if you click on that, if you hover on that, what is it is saying? Version information.
Version information.
Yeah. If you click the drop down, right? You can version of the model can be given here, and it can one of the column can be given, but generally we do not touch this, so don't touch it. Okay, leave it.
Okay.
Okay, cancel it. Yeah. Then comes the save button. Save button is just for saving. I'll come to the save button later. But before that, there is a button called besides save. Left side is a preferences. Right? Open the preference. So here is the preference for the live model. Like we have seen the preferences for the import model yesterday. Here is the preferences. So if you wanted to give a description to the model, you can give it here. System to which it is connected, it is already telling you. Then you have options called create index. Okay. Yes, you cannot create index on the live model. So if you cannot create index on the live model, you cannot have this feature available for live model called search to insight. And search to insight I have not covered. When I cover, I will tell you that live model do not support it. Okay, so that's why it is grayed out. Then if you go to the language, open the language column, language section. Yes, so if you are doing any translation, language translation, then here you can do the translation. Okay, then access and privacy. Yeah, you can see restrict export to CSV. So whenever you are you are using the live model and you don't want to give user to download a Excel file from the chart or anything, then this can be turned on. That way the user will not able to, or you will not able to download the data from the story. If you switch it off, you can download. Okay, this is the functionalities. Then comes performance. Performance is optimize the story building performance and then reduce the BW query metadata. So what it does, switch on this first option, optimize story building performance, switch on this option to optimize the performance and load on the system. So internally what it does, because it is going back to the BW system, it is again fetching the data from that database. Okay, so it creates some cache within SSC as well as BW. So that cache is being created. If you switch on this for this model, specifically for this model, generally you can switch it. I will go for the default settings. If you start facing a lot of performance issues, then you can switch it on. Okay, then yeah, so it will say it will stop automatic update that happens when the changes are made in the chart or table. And what it does, it enables you to do a pause function. Okay, so suppose you are building some chart and anything, and at that point of time you wanted to stop refreshing the data. So if you switch it on, it will pause it. Once you do the change, you go back to the model, you can switch it off. That way it will
that
work.
sounds really nice when we're building stories, because that could speed us up.
Yes, there is other options as well where you can pause it. I'll tell you. Then reduce BW query metadata. When you do this, switch. So I would say like keep the optimized story building performance switched on for now. Let's see how that functions. Okay. Switch on the option to optimize performance by consuming a reduced set of metadata. This limits the number of attributes, and to the I would not do that. Okay, I'll not do that, because it will restrict your number of dimension, number of columns that you can fetch from the system. So right now, better you data performance you can switch off. Let's go for a default one and then we'll see. Okay, switch that off. Data and performance. So these are the preferences. Okay,
I should switch this off now.
Off. Yes.
Okay.
And then there is, if you go inside the preference, there is another options. That option is called change data source. No, not preference. Exactly the preference button top down. Yes. So you can see there is an option called change data source. This option is required, is helpful when you migrate this particular SAC story to the quality system. So now you are in production. So if there is no question of migrating. But suppose you are doing a dev and then you migrate it to the production or the quality. Then similarly, on the parallel landscape, the BW query also go from the from dev to quality, right? But your connection, if you are using the, say for example, you are using a same SAC tenant for development as well as quality. Okay, generally licensing has a lot of cost impact here. So you have a development box and you have a production box. Generally, most of the client keeps it like that. But large conglomerates, large organization keep development, quality, and production, 3 systems. So suppose you are in a scenario where you have only a development box and a production box. So now your development has to be used as a dev sometimes it has to be used as quality, say for example. So then this change data source comes into picture. And suppose you wanted to now test the quality data. What will you do? Do you create the model form again from the quality query? No. You just migrate it to you just change the data source and point it to the quality box. So if you continue here, it will give you that option. Right? You can see now you can change it from P to D. So you switch the connection and give the same query again. But only prerequisite is that both the BW system from which you are getting the query should have identical structure. Nothing should be mismatched. Then only it will work. Okay. So this is the functionality of the change data source. So right now I am not doing anything, just cancel it. Cancel it. Right? Now save it. These are the 3 options, 4, 5 options is then in the live connection. Rest of the things are all being done in the BW. Okay. Okay. So I should save this. Save this model. Yes. It is asking for the name. See. That's it. Your model is ready. Now, if you click on the data source, right on the top left corner, now this got activated after you saved it. Using the live connection, there is nothing to show. So these data source only used for import connection. So now you see these are the 4 or 5 options that you have with the live connection. So basically, when you create a model using a live connection, most of the things stays into the source system from which you are connecting. Okay. Now, if you go there, go and create a story, say for example. Yes, classic design story. And just insert a chart for quick thing. It is asking for that model. Now you just give exercise model QQ003. So basically you never have to take care of anything. Automatically it is taken care. Now in that query, there are some parameters are there. That parameter will pop up here. Now on the top of that, you will see that there is a button called automatically open the prompt when story opens. I would always keep that on in case you are running through a live connection, because that way every time you open the story, this prompt skin will come. Okay. Yeah. Now you apply some value. So what will happen? This value will get applied into the data model, and only those the value you are entering for which the data will be pulled in. If you do not apply any value, it will pull all the data sets, and that's why it is become slow. So our target would be give the pinpointed data set. Okay. Suppose you are first is shipment or then material group. If you wanted to give give a sales organization, say for example. Say you select 4-5 sales organization. Now it is not allowing to select multiple.
No, it's just one.
Yeah. So can you change this left side, left corner? Yes, that drop down. Yeah. So yes, you can change it equal to. Like right now, let's run it for Step and USA for now. Say for just set. Just say set.
Okay.
So the significance of this screen is that it is coming from the BW system. Now it is asking for currency conversion. What is the currency conversion? It should do. So you say USD.
Yep.
So this currency conversion, this filter, everything get passed to the BW system, and BW calculates it and send it back here. Right now that data model is added. Now you just add a measure and a dimension to see the build a chart.
This is the issue with SAC. This is the issue that I encounter with SAC most times. If it's trying to pull in a large number of data, it becomes slow and the page starts
Wait mode.
Yes, it stops working or it hangs or slows down.
Okay. Yes.
So now it makes you.
It happens. Yes. And you cannot
Then,
stop that. You know, like you cannot really stop that. The optimization has to happen in the BW system.
so does it have like a particular size of data that you have to pull in at it?
Sorry, can you come again one more time? You are broken, Francis. Francis, I cannot hear you.
Is this where we should be pausing refresh what
Yes.
strategies can we do
Yes.
so we can build our
Yes.
visualizations
I'll
quicker?
tell you. I'll tell you. In the
Yeah.
data tab, there is a button called refresh at this top, right?
Yeah, let's do that because then we can build the visualizations if this would help us.
Yeah, just click on that refresh button if you can. Can you click on that drop down beside the refresh? So there, inside the data tab, there is a refresh button. You can see a circular one. Yes, just click on the drop down. Let me see that. See conf refresh. Okay. Now this is not the one. Hold on. Let me see if we can pause the refresh. Go to the more here. Yes. No, I don't think that you will be allowing to pause it here. Okay. Francis, just save this story. Just save the story. I wanted to also, I never use that functionality, that paused functionality, but I just also can explore here. Yes. Exercise.
That's
Just
okay.
say,
If we could figure out how to use pause or if we
let
could
me see if
ask
it is
our
at all possible or not, because
yeah.
in analysis for office, it is possible, but here it is not, seems like. Just save this story and go back to the model and switch on that property now.
Yeah, that's how we do for office analysis. We build it and then we pause it and then we build it and then
Yes.
we refresh
Correct.
and it saves us so much time.
Correct. Yeah. Now, if you go back to the model, go back to the model. I think your model is at the top, recent files, my files. Just click on that and switch on that property. Let's see how if it allows you to yeah, go to the preference. Yeah, and then data performance and data and performance, and switch on that property, optimize story building performance. Yes. Okay, say okay. Now save it. Go to the story and let's see whether when you are bringing something, it is pausing. Yeah, it is create the story, exercise story. Yes. Just say set. Go to the edit mode. Yeah, it is coming. No thanks. Can you insert a chart?
Did I add measures and dimension?
Yes, just add it. Let's see if it is pausing. What is in this data source is optimized for story building and does not automatically refresh. Let's see.
I'm crossing my fingers.
Me too. Okay, I've added it, but
It's not getting. It is updating.
Yeah, it's updating.
But it completely does not pause. Let's see what you are saying. Let me check on that. Like, how can you pause? There could be some option, but let's see whether it can do or not. But while this is happening, while you are doing this, you can also start creating another chart. That will not stop you.
Most times the issue I face most times is that why I'm doing this enhance the page. Like you see the last time it brought up an error saying, do I want to wait or cancel that the page is not responding? So most times if the data is
too high,
is too high, so now that limits me to saying I just want to, let me say for example, if I want to pull in data for 3 years, 2020, 2021, 2022. Now it limits me to say, I just want to pull only 2022 or just 2021, 2022, because the data is so much. So it hangs the page and the page won't be responded.
Yes, correct. You are correct. So in the live connection, that is one of the things that we need to take care. That's why this parameterization has to take place, as well as some optimization at the BW side has to be done. There are some timeout. I have seen stories in SSE which get timeout after certain seconds. So that timeout, like what do you call, like duration can be increased in BW server. Okay, so those things can be done, but I will get back to you there whether this can be really done, like you do it in analysis for office. Doesn't seems like it is pausing, but it's not pausing right now, what I can see. I'll check and get back to you on the live connection.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So, but if you see, right, the crux of the matter, what I am wanted to tell you here is that live model creation is easier. You just need to know the right query from the source system. If you know that, you will be able to create the live model.
Live model, okay.
Yeah. So there is nothing you can do. Now, if you start working in BW, then you will know that, okay, how that query has to be built, how that things has been built, and all those things that you will come to know. So that's a complete different gamut of analytics experience. That's a different story. BW is more complex, very complex, and super technical. So that's the thing. So this is how you can create the live model. Now, if you wanted to create a import model, we can try. It is the same approach. You will have to go through the import connection.
Okay. So let's try that too.
Yeah, let's try that. Yeah.
Okay. So I should go back to model.
Yes, and from data source.
Data source.
Yes. Here is the import connection it is asking. So you choose BW4 HANA. I don't know, like, if you have an import connection setup done. Yes, in your system. Seems like, yeah. BW import. Yes. Create a new query.
Let's see.
No, you will not create a new query. Cancel it. You will not create a new query. Cancel it. You will use an existing query.
Existing
if you
query.
create a new query, if you create a new query, you will start creating a query from the scratch. We'll see that option first. First, let's use an existing query. BW4 HANA. Yeah. Copy a query from the model. Here it is. All the queries that is there, it is showing.
So next, or should I?
Yes. Yes. Give next. Right. You can give the currency conversion rule, selected values. You just say USD. That is fine. This is the parameter it is asking. The next. Now here, if you see the import connection, you see like what are the selected data are there. Okay. So because all the parameters are there, right? You can see that calendar year equal to and all those things. You can give the parameters.
And you can also add more here, right?
More here, yes, from the left side.
Okay, from the left you can add to the selected data.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
So basically, if you wanted to restrict the number of dimension, that you can do here.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, just if you cross that, it will go out. Then you can say, if you cross that, say for example, you do not need say for example gross weight, say for example. If you do not need, or any of the column, then it will not come.
Yeah.
Here you are choosing the dimension that you require for your data model.
Models. Okay.
Right, and if you are satisfied, then in that case you can create. You can create. And if you wanted to completely clear everything, there is a clear selection option here.
Okay.
it's loading the data sample 2000 records.
Yeah.
These connection, right? The data load issues or things. It depends on multiple factor. The cloud connectivity, network, the object object, like how the object is created, what is the details, like how many columns are there, what is the data volume for those columns. All those things matters. It's just not only one thing that we can really pinpoint.
Okay.
Still running. While it is still running, can you duplicate this tab? Or can
Yes.
you have a different tab open? I just thought I have got that data refresh and pause thing. If you open the story, the one that you have created exercise, let me see if there is an option. Let it come. Let's see that option is there. Against chart. Yeah, just hold the chart and go to the edit mode. Go to the designer. Can you scroll down at the very bottom? No, that option is not there. It's just saying enable Explorer. Okay. Okay, I'll check for more details, and I understand what you are saying. I'll check more details and get back to you. Okay. So can you toggle to the next other tab? See that if that data got imported, it's still running. Strange. That means the query is quite heavy.
Yes, I think is trying to import lots of data.
So basically, it will try to first load the 2000 records as a sample. It should actually. Can we cancel and select a smaller data set query probably? Yeah, just select a small one, or maybe just select few columns, not everything.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking. Let me just do this too.
Yes. Maybe you can just take a smaller data set for initial load. Just take
2022, right?
yes, 2022 is fine. Whichever you think have data.
Small data set.
Yeah.
Okay, these are all dimensions.
Let's see how. Yes, it is loaded. You see. Now you click on that JDLEC M02Q003. Now you are going to the model. Okay. So the values are showing here, right?
Okay. Yes.
Yes, right. And you can just create model. Just give a reasonable name. Yes. Model is creating. See the message, you will understand.
Yeah.
And it exported data successfully. Now here comes the screen. We saw this screen yesterday when we were screen. When we now you can see 156 rows got imported. Right. Yeah. Here you see the screen. Now you can here draft the data source from the top. From the top. Okay. You can use, so suppose in different, you can if a different query has a similar structure, right, you can use you can drop that, or otherwise that import jobs, there is a button, right, click button on the left under the import jobs. Click on that. Yes. Yes, right, click on that. You see that right on the top right corner there are multiple buttons got updated. There is a schedule button, schedule calendar button, not this one. Yes, this one, right. You click on that, you will get the options how you wanted to schedule import jobs. So tomorrow more records come, you can schedule. Now you can click on repeating. This you will not get for file.
So okay. I want to ask a question. I have a similar thing that I do every week. I import files. I import data from Excel. So for a story that's always for a model that I created. So now this is how I do it every week. So I'm now saying now with the way you have with this schedule now, if I schedule this to be imported maybe once a week, will it be can it pull the data from Excel?
That Excel has to stay in the same location.
Yes, the Excel is in the same location.
Yeah, okay. And I don't think there you can do it. You have to do it every time by browsing, go to the model, browsing the file and give it to it. And then while you are uploading, you will get an option called append, delete the previous data and reload and all this. Only in import connection you can schedule now. A file you cannot schedule.
Okay, okay. That's just what I wanted to know. That's what I want to know. Okay.
Yeah. Now, if you click on repeating, if you wanted to do the Yes. Now you see that option: weekly, monthly, hourly.
Okay. Are you there?
Yeah. You can
Right.
choose any option. I was also
Okay.
waiting for you.
Oh, my bad.
You
Let
can
me
choose
say
any option
weekly.
and then save. You know, then it will be you can see next schedule refresh is on that day. Automatically
Oh, okay.
when the time reaches there, it will start pulling the
So,
data.
okay.
Okay. That's how it works. So you see, right, the structure in the import connection and the live connection mostly resides in the on-premise system from where you are bringing the data.
Okay.
Okay. So now if you go back to from the data management tab, go back to other tab on the top left corner. See, go to the model structure. See how the model structure looks like. It automatically got created.
Okay.
And yesterday I was creating it from scratch
From
for 5.
scratch, yeah.
For 5. And here you have to notice this model import kind of model is basically a classical model, not a new model type. You can convert it into the new model by clicking on that migration option. Just click on that migration option at the right top beside the edit. Under the edit section, last button. Edit section, go left. Yes, yes. Is migrate to new model type. Just click on that. It will migrate to the new model type. Just say migrate. So it will be more performance wise. This will be much better. So you see, now migrated to new option. Then you can see left side. You have got the measures and all the switch to calculation management and all those things are there.
Yes.
Right. That's the beauty of it.
Okay. Okay. Nice.
So this is how you can create import connection and the live connection data.
Okay.
Now, if you wanted to change the preferences here also, on the right corner of the model, you can go there and change the preferences. So if you go there, right corner, here in the model details, under the model details tab. Under the model details tab.
Yeah.
Yeah. Click on that model preference. You will see bunch of those options. Like I said, if you wanted to make it open for planning, go to the planning tab and just click on that planning. Okay.
Okay.
Right corner at the top, beside the planning. Yes. It is not allowing you.
No, it's not.
Yes, it will not, because as it is an import connection, you have to enable the query that you are using in the for the import connection. That query has to be also planning enabled in BW4 HANA.
Okay.
Okay, so then only it can be planning enabled. Yeah. So this is how you can create the model.
Okay. Nice. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. So any other question?
No question from my end.
Okay. Sadia, you are able to follow? I mean to say, just to understand the difference when you created the model yesterday from the scratch and how the import connection is looking same, but the live connection is completely different way. So these are the differing modeling flavors we have in SSE.
Thank you. That was helpful.
Yeah. Okay. So now with that, I think as we have concluded, let's talk about the stories. So as I said, you can create the stories on top of a data set as well as model. But dataset doesn't give you a lot of data options and all those things. A lot of options that is not very enriched for performance. So that's why we create models. Okay. And I'll share my screen now, and we'll go through some of the theoretical slides, and then we'll come back to the stories into the system. Okay. And just to let you know, I hope you guys are aligned that today is 4 hours, right? Or you guys
Yes.
wanted to do? Okay.
Today is
Just
4 hours.
yeah, it is 4 hours. Okay. So let me share my screen, and let me know when you can see the screen. LMS, yes, here. So we'll start on the stories. Yeah. So let me know when you can see. So will the agenda for this? What is a story? What is a story view? What is a data view? What are dimensions and measures? Formatting options, guidelines for data visualization, story page types, and creating stories from data sets. Okay. So what is a story? As the name suggests, in the real time, right, real world, we all like through analytics, we basically try to convey a story. So suppose, for example, like I wanted to publish the P&L of my organization. So when I publish the P&L, it means, right? It means I'm telling whether my company is doing good or bad, or there could be some more inherent story assigned to it. So for example, you can say if I have done bad, why? Okay, is that my sales was low, or my cost for the raw material is more, or did I incur some accident in my organizations which causes a loss? There are many other related stories out there in the organization level, mainly from the financial perspective I'm talking. Okay, so that you wanted to earlier, it is like in the primitive world, the representation of these things were very mundane. Like it's basically you go and just say this is the data, Excel, you validate the Excel and all. But as the more capabilities have been in the corner, right, we have started basically building like visualization and things like that, charts and all, which gives you a very good initial glimpse. So that visualization, those kind of visualization, those kinds of representation of the data, if we put it into a coherent sequence, that is called a story. And in SAP Analytics Cloud, stories are nothing but the section or the facility in SAP Analytics Cloud through which you convey this logical connection of story. Okay, that's why it is called stories are the center of the SAP Analytics Cloud experience. They are presentation style documents that uses chart, visualization, text, images, shapes, and describe data. Like visualization, like pie chart, bar chart, bubble chart, and so on and so forth. Also a geomap problem. Okay. A story is where you can explore the data interactively to find the insights and visualize information with charts and tables and share, represent, and comment on your file. So here is the point: share, in SAP Analytics Cloud is just not the clear, you create the story. You can also share that story. Somebody who is in SAP Analytics Cloud, or export the data story into the file and send it across, and also put comment, okay, with colleagues. So interactivity is there. Second thing, before you get started, it is helpful to know a basic things, a data view. So in the story, when you create a story, there are two type of view is possible. One is a data view, which is basically seeing our raw data, and one is a story view. Okay, I'll show you what is data view and story view. Then what is a story? Stories have two sections. One is story view and a data view. This is how the data view looks like. Sorry, it's a story view look like, where a table is been included. It could be a chart. Data view looks like this. So there are measures and there are multiple dimensions. As you choose, it will get updated here. Okay. The dimension and measure, I have explained this dimension and measure in the first class, but to reiterate again, dimensions are those columns in a model which allows you to analyze the measures. I mean to say, in other words, whichever view you have in the story, the underlying data lies in the measure and the dimension defined in the model. Measure represent the quantities, amounts, and all those things. Whereas dimension is something like which helps in analyzing those quantities, amounts, and everything. Now, dimensions can be category, date, location, customer, vendor, employee, and all those things. And in turn, the dimension can have several attributes, like customer, which city that customer belongs to, what is his phone number, what is the email address, what is the country he belongs to, so on and so forth. Employee, which by business units he belongs to. Those are attributes of those dimensions. So when a dimension has an attribute, it is called master data. Okay, so this is what the dimension and measure. Now, whenever you create a story, whenever you start creating a story, there are many different components you can embed into a story. Okay, many different components. One of the very important component is visualization. And whenever you include a visualization into a story page, like a chart or a table, things like that, you have two options. One is called formatting option, which is called styling. And the moment you click on the styling, this pane will become orange. And you have bunch of option in making the style of that particular chart. And then another options are there, which is not shown here. If you click on this technical button kind of thing, this is called the builder of designer option, where you will choose the configuration of that chart. Okay, so the one is styling, which will format the chart, and another one is the configuration of the chart. Okay. So now guidelines for data visualization. Choose the optimal data visualization. So these are the different things you can use in a visualization. Okay, these are the very different things you can use. Okay, so now you can see right here some column chart, here pie chart, here bar chart is used, whereas here it is a table. So there are many things you can insert into a story. Now, guidelines for data visualization. So now one of the thing is this very important. How good you are in SSE, how much technical knowledge you have in SSE doesn't matter. If you do not know the art of telling the story, or art of conveying the message through the right choice of the visualization, it doesn't make sense. So that so in general, if you wanted to learn visualization learning is a completely different art. And there are certain things like you have to use proper colors, you have to use proper labeling, font, all those things matters a lot. In general, whenever I approach in this way, the approach is very simple. The approach is, if you have a guideline in your organization where you are being told for particular what do you call color format. Suppose, say for example, if you talk about Dell has a blue color theme, right? If you talk about, say for example, some company called Dillin in Europe, they have a yellow color theme. So you can align with that theme to make the color and combination aligned with business outcome, and that's where it is one of the way. Other way is that you use the background color as light as possible. I prefer white, so that your visualization look better. And that visualization color that you will use doesn't mean that color has to be very bright. It can be gray, closer to that things. And you can use proper coloring option to make sure that the visualization looks good. Okay, just mixing a lot of color into the story doesn't make it very lucrative. Okay, so for example, you can see shades of different colors are used here. Say not different color, rather same color. So here you can see blue is being used further here into the chart, whereas white is used. So shades of things can be used to make your life easy, or that is also looking good for the eye. That matters. So if you, and also one more thing, if you make your visualization of the story page scrollable, it is very difficult for users to follow. So I would always suggest that you make your story as low scrollable, both vertically and horizontally. That makes more sense. Okay, and make sure it is looking soothing to the eye, so that it works. Okay, so that's one thing. So for doing that, you can have a theme ready, you can have a template ready. Always you can create a template, and you can always use those templates. Okay, now here are some guidelines for data visualization. Follow some simple guidelines. Choose the direction, keep it simple, reading direction, logical grouping format. Okay, now that you are basically done with your choice of colors and everything, and you think that okay, this color looks really good. This color which is really looking good to you may not be looking good to others. So you take a focus group attention and get feedback. That's another option. But once you are decided with the color, you have to also think what you are going to talk in that story. So I would always prefer start from the very high level, go into the detail, because this kind of tool, specifically SAC and everything, are basically more detailed, like more visualization tool for high level data, denormalized data. So you will say, for example, I will give you an example. You start with what is my overall profit of the year? Okay, now you start from that point. Then you start into that. Okay, what is my profit by company code? Then you go inside and see that okay, why this particular company code is not good. What are the problems are there? Then you focus on that. So if you make your story that logically connected, you will be conveying much better message. Okay. And one more thing I generally follow, if you are building a lot of dashboards for your organization, right, make it and if the audience is same, if you can keep the format or use the less number of charts, less number of things, and convey the message, obviously on the scope of the business requirement, that is better. So if you are in one story, you are using 5 charts and your dashboard looking very busy, then it will not make sense to if you make your dashboard very busy, then what will happen? Then users will not be concentrating on everything. But if you keep it very simple, users will be concentrating on more things. Okay, so that's the thing. Now every story in SAC can have multiple pages, and every pages can have multiple widgets, and each widgets are nothing but the chart, table, and so on and so forth. Okay, so when creating a SAC story, keep in mind SAC story have one or more pages. Each page has one or more chart or tables, which is called widget. Okay, each chart and table has one or more data sources. can have, always not, at least one should be there, can have more than one data sources. Our data source can be an SAC data model or a data set. We have seen how to create a geomap using a data set in a story. Can be also a model. Then our data source is based on either a SAC or a data source in a system accessed by connection. Like we have seen today live connection, and yesterday's connection, we can see that we can use that in the in our purpose. Okay, right? Now here is the thing. You have a source, you have a connection for the live connection, you create a SAC model, that model is used to create the story. See the beauty of this story, simple white and different shades of blue, right? This is how it looks much better compared to anything like you have a glossy colors and all. Okay, so this is the basic. You have a source for the live connection, you have a source, connection, data model or data set, you create a story. Okay. Then come page type. Now, as I said, in a story, you have different pages. Now, there are different types of pages can be incorporated into the story. So this is entirely story, and then you can see inside that there is a page 1, right? So if you are using page 1, right, in that case, that page 1 can be of different type. What are the different options you have? You have one option called responsive page, another option have canvas page, third option you have called as grid. Okay, these are the 3 options. Now in a story, you can have all type of pages. There is no hard and fast rule that you can, if you are using one page for responsive, next page also has to be used responsive. But what is the difference between responsive, canvas and grid? Responsive page will adjust its chart if you move the charts across here and there during the design time of the story. It is automatically adjustable as per the screen. If you are seeing the dashboard in a tablet, and then tomorrow you see that dashboard in a computer, if the screen resolution, as per the screen resolution, it will adjust the sizes. But canvas will not do that. It will create a scroll bar, and scroll bar is very difficult for us to navigate. Generally, we do not also want to scroll in a mobile. Sometimes we get tired. So that's why it is always suggestible to use the responsive page. Then the third option is the grid. Grid is nothing but an Excel-like structure, Excel-like page. Okay, so these are the different types of pages are possible. So responsive page let you create lanes and section in the page, content in group, and you can see that these are the sections. This blue colored on lane, that is called lanes. Okay, as shown in the figure below, by default the responsive page has 2 lanes. This is the first lane, this is the second lane. Okay, you can resize, insert, delete, and all those things you can do. Okay. A story page can be starting from the blank or a responsive page or a grid, as I said, and also a canvas. Okay, a canvas page is a single space where you can add widgets. No matter what browser or screen size is viewing the canvas page, widget remain in the same place. But in responsive page, it automatically adjusts its size. Then comes the grid. You can see it is simple like Excel. It has a column and row 1. That means this is A1 and similar like that. A grid page is a space where you can create and work with formulas, and either directly on the page or with the table that has been generated from the existing data. Only table widgets can be used in group. Here you cannot use a visualization like chart and all those things. You cannot use. Okay. Now page types. On a responsive page, you can create your own objects to visualize the data, including chart, tables, map, filters, drop-down menus, interactive objects, and pictures. Okay, these are the components you can use. Creating stories from the data set. Now we have already seen that. Just I'm covering it for covering the slide. A data set is a simple collection of data presentable in a table. Presented in a table, you can use the data set as the basis of your story. and another data source of the smart predict. Okay, smart predict will see all the smart features we'll see in a later on. Datasets complements the model. Datasets are more suitable for ad hoc analysis, while models are more suitable for governed controlled use cases. So yesterday, Sadia, you were asking that why, if I am able to do the stories with the dataset only, why should I create model? This is the reason. Dataset is just for ad hoc analysis. Data models are more for governed controlled use cases. Okay. Then comes the creating stories from datasets. You can see this is the dataset they have used. Transform the data, switch the transforming we have seen yesterday, like duplicate column, make a dimension, measure to a dimension, concatenate, and all those things. That options are there, right? Those options are there. Those are called smart transform. And then lastly, you view the data distribution. Okay, that you can do and use it into the story. SAP Analytics Cloud has two types of datasets. One is embedded, one is public dataset. Embedded datasets are embedded into a story and are unique to that story. They cannot be shared outside the story or refreshed. Basically, these embedded datasets are, you will see the content that is being provided by SAP. The datasets are embedded. Our public are one which you are creating and then using in multiple data stories. So for example, you have created a dataset yesterday, the earthquake dataset, right? That same dataset can be used for story 1, story 2, story 3, story 4. That is called public dataset. But embedded one, whenever you open a story, automatically that dataset is used. So that embedded story datasets mostly come into delivered content of SAP. That concludes this story kind of thing. It's just the starting of that piece, but there are more slides to cover. Storytelling, visualization, basic calculation, and all those things. But before I start on that, I just wanted to show you into the system. Okay. Refresh this. So now I will create a stories. Now you can see when I click on the stories, it shows you some 4 options: responsive, canvas, grid. And I'll not talk about smart discovery now. I'll talk about the smart discovery when I cover the smart features of SAC. Okay. So this is responsive, and beside that you can see a bunch of templates which is being given by SAP. So let's open a template. Okay. Let's see how does it look. Okay, this is a template, and in that template you have different page options you can see. So this template is looks like sorry. I will take a page type. Say for example, I take a map. Okay. So, apply. So this is how it looks like. There is one map you can insert here, right? By clicking a data source, it got added, right? You can see, right? And you can add layers and all. So similarly, this is a numeric pointer. So it is asking for a data source. So this is already given template, like in Microsoft Office or Excel, you see, right? There are templates or present PowerPoint. Basically, you see the templates like that in SSC. These templates are given. So here in this template, you can see this is lane 1, this is lane 2, this is lane 3. Okay, these are the 3 lanes being used. Okay, so this is how you can do. Now I'll not use any template. I'll just discard that. I'll use my own options. So first I will create a responsive page. Okay. Now here, whenever you are creating a creating a responsive page or something like that, you will see classic design experience and optimized design experience. These are the two options. Now, what is the difference between classic and optimized design experience? I generally prefer using classic design experience. The classic design mode provides all the existing features, but optimized design mode is basically improved experience of the classic design, right? But not all the features of classic design is available into the optimized version. So that is still under the process of enhancement by SAP. Okay. So I generally prefer using this because I get a lot of options there compared to the optimized design experience. Okay. So that's why I prefer creating this into the classic design experience. Okay. Now, once you create, it will take you to a default page. Okay. As I said in the slide, there are two lanes you will by default you will see, and then one page here. Now this is now you can increase, you can add lanes towards the left, right, above or below by clicking on this button. Against each object into the page is there is a 3-dot context menu will come always, and this context menu will increase decrease depending on the component you are choosing in the page. Okay. Now I have chosen the lane. You have options called add lane, copy the lane in a different page. Okay, or page one. If you copy into the page one, it got this another one. Now this way, what you can do by inserting lane and adjusting the height and length of the lane, you can make a structure. Okay, before you even create the story, you can make a structure before you start inserting a like what do you call, like charts and everything. So I generally prefer doing that. You create your lens to make your story a skeleton of your story. This responsive page allows you to create that skeleton. If you say add a lane below, so for example, right, I have added another lane. So this is the next lane. Okay. So this is how you can create. And now if you wanted to add another lane, say for example, I will just create a lane towards the right. See, so this is how the lanes are getting created. It gets adjusted. Now if every lane has a title, if you wanted to remove the title, you can remove it. Okay, against the title also you can remove it. It depends on your choice. So this way you can make a specifically a structure. It is always a best practice to create a structure first. Okay. Now when you are happy with the structure and all, you can go to the file. Sorry, you can go to the more and save, and you can save it as a template. So say for example, I save it as a template and I name it a new template, my new story template. Okay, page 1. Okay, and I say save it. So you start creating a template. Now I go out and go to the home page. I'll save this. Yeah, I'll go out and go to the home page. Come to files. You see that new story template is being here. So if you click on that, it will open that template. So if you wanted to create a template as use a story as a template for every other story, then you can use that. So generally by using a responsive page, by creating lanes inside that and everything like that, you can create a template. So if you go to the stories section, right, it will start showing that template here as well. You see new story template, right? So that will start showing it to here as well. Okay, this is how you can create a template. So what does the template means in that case? Template is something like which will help you to create your story. Now I am inserting my one responsive page, and I will start my own design of a story. First, I will insert a chart. And whenever you are inserting a chart, it is asking for giving the data model. So I'll give this first data model. Sorry, I have given the data sets, my bad. So I'll just remove that and I'll change it. I'll just select the model. This was my data model. Okay. So this is the chart and this is the model. Now you see, by default, the chart that is being always chosen is a bar column chart. You can see there are different type of charts are available here. One is comparison. Under the comparison, these are the categories of chart falls, like bar column, combination columns and line, combination stacked column and line, and like stacked bar or column, waterfall, and so on. Under the trend, mainly the line chart is used, time series are used. Okay, distribution, box plot, heat map, histogram, radar, tree map are used. Heat map, tree map is very common to use. Okay, here the scatter plot is very commonly used. Okay, then indicator, numeric pointer very commonly used. Bullets are also very commonly used. In here, pie chart or the donut chart are used. So these are the different level of charts are available. Apart from, you also have a table here and a geomap. Okay, so these are the different things are there in a component, as a component in a story. And right now it is a bar chart. Now whenever you choose a different chart, right, from the drop down, say for example, the context of the configuration changes here. Okay, if you choose a line chart, the context of the configuration will change it. Some chart have two axes, some chart will have one axis, some chart will have, say for example, no axes at all. So first I will say I wanted to see, I will insert a numeric pointer. Okay, you can see the change, it has got changed. So I'll say what is the numeric pointer I wanted to see. Say I wanted to see gross sales. Okay, okay, why the value is not going? Okay, I think this is, now I loaded the data. Okay, let's move on. So I'll see the data, then I will keep the account as returns. Okay, no, I think it is not working. I need to check with the model. Just a sec. Let me see if my model has data loaded or not. Yeah. It has data. Let's cross cells. Okay. So I'll create a responsive page quickly. So if you click on that, it will ask you to choose a model. Now I'll go to here and I will add a chart. Okay, and I will choose a numeric point. Where is numeric point? There it is. Why the data is not refreshing? think there is some issues here. Let me check. I'll create a different data source. Let me take a different data source, probably from my different one. My first model, let's see this one. Yeah, so you can see I just took this data set. So data model. So you can see the profit. So this profit is basically a numeric pointer. Now, when you add a chart here, you can see that it has a specific context menu that got added to it. It got changed. Similarly, you can insert a chart now again, right? And here you can use a bar chart. So the menus here got changed. So you add a add a measure, say profit, and then add a dimension. If you wanted to see the dimension by, say, for example, say by example, what is that? Not country, say by customer name. Profit by customers. So Raymond, Sanjit Chand, and all those people are there by customer name. You wanted to see the profit. Okay, so you can see it in that way. Then the other settings are also there. I'll come to that other setting one by one. So the moment you click on the numeric point, you can see the settings got changed here for them, right? So this contextually, these particular settings get changed whenever you choose a particular type of chart, right? Now here, when these top level things are here are blue, that means you are in a builder section. Now if you click on this, it will take you to the styling section, and here you can make the style of the chart as you want. Now you can, if you wanted to add a background color, you can add a background color. You can see background color got added. If you wanted to give a border, okay, I give all the borders. Say for example, all borders, it can get added. Now all borders, you can thickness, you can decide 5. You can see border got added. Color, you can decide different color, and what is the mode, you can add this. Okay. Then if you wanted to change the font of this, right? Say for example, font of this. Say for example, you wanted to. So there are different kind of section in a chart, right? It is the heading. Then this is the subtitle and things like that. You can choose particular particular piece of the chart, and then accordingly you can make the colors. Okay, so you can see, right, chart title, subtitle, primary axis, primary value, primary label, and all those things you can choose, and then you can make the color. And then if you wanted to make the font change, right, say for example you wanted to use Courier, font got changed, and then you wanted to make bold, you wanted to make italic, okay, and you wanted to make underline, so it will get changed. Or if you wanted to cross it, you can cross. So these are different things you can do by formatting. Then number format, if you wanted to give a profit number, you wanted to format it by billion, it will say 0.0 billion. If there are other formatted by million, it will say 0.29 million. Okay, then if you wanted to do a scaling 1000 million and billion, 0.2 million, the scaling will apply. Then how many decimal places? If you wanted to increase the decimal places 5, it will increase, right? So these kind of formatting is possible from the styling panel. Okay? Whereas configuration of the chart, configuration of the specific chart will happen in the builder panel. Okay, and how can you bring this panel into the layout? By clicking on the designer here. Sorry, my bad. Clicking on the designer. Okay, now This chart I have used a numeric chart. Numeric chart is basically for giving you a total value of sales, total value of profit, total value of things that you can give through the numeric chart. Now, if I talk about the comparison charts in large, you have a bar chart where you can compare how much contribution is being done by each customer. Now, if you see here, you can see there is a function called rank got enabled, but in here that rank function is not there. You see, so depending on the chart type you are having, the context menus also get changed. Now, you can insert another chart. Say, for example, I insert another chart, and in that I use say stacked bar and column. Okay, so in case of stacked bar or column, you have to give a measure. I'll give sales as a measure. Okay, and then I say this is a horizontal. I can change it to the vertical. You can see it got changed to vertical. You can choose that size, and then you give a dimension. Say, for example, by product type. Sorry, not by product name. So it get distributed, and then you can make sorting here by product by sales, highest to lowest. You can see highest to lowest sales sorting has been applied. Okay, so these context menus get changed as you select the different type of charts. Okay, then you can add a filter if you wanted to filter on particular, say for example, state. Then you can filter. Okay, you can filter it here. Okay. I'll come to those more details as I go forward, as I start building our stories, all things like that. Then you can have a particular dimension added as a color. So I said you add the city as a color. Okay. See, you can see that color got added. Per city it is showing. Right? If you enlarge this particular chart a bit, yeah, you can see this chart is got created. It is too low. But just a second, it's still getting adjusted. Instead of product name, I'll give you a more detailed, easier one. Say for example, state. Where is state here? See, this weight is done. I'm using a model which is already imported into the system. Still, it is taking time. It depends on a lot of things, as I said. Yeah. So right now you can see this is the chart it has built. It doesn't look so good. It was initially looking good. I don't know why. Let me see by maximizing it. So you can maximize any chart by clicking on this full screen. It'll take you to the full screen. System is a little slow. Yeah, now it will look little better, but not that good. So because there are a lot of cities, that's why it is taking time. There is some issue with this. Just a second. Yeah. Okay, I think got stuck. Let's duplicate and enter. Yeah. So this got update. You can see here it is. You can make a full screen as well. I'll just reduce it to the earlier version. I don't think this is a good choice. I'll just change it because of the data. Just taking a lot of time. Change it to builder, select the chart. I'll change the city. Okay, I'll not keep any color now, just to give it. Okay, then you can apply some filters. If you wanted to apply any filter on any particular thing, say for example, you wanted to give a shipping date range filter. Okay, that you can do. Okay, 2015, 16 and all hierarchy you can use. Also you can give it a range. Okay, so that is how the context of a chart gets developed. Now if you insert so far we have seen the bar chart and the numeric pointer and so on and so forth. Now you can explore further more charts, like say for example you wanted to create a pie chart, right? And then the context menu is just add a measure. Say for example I wanted to see the quantities. Now it asked me, okay, I have a total quantity, how you wanted to see, by which color. Then you add a dimension. So for example category. See, one is furniture, one is technology, one is other supplies. So this is how it looks like. If you wanted to change this into the donut, this will take the donut shape. So that's how you can make your charts. And if you see the context menu got changed, here there is nothing called click a dimension. Here only a measure and a color. But whereas if you are choosing this, you had add a dimension, add a measure, and then add another dimension if you want to for coloring. Okay, so those are the things is there. Okay. Okay. So this is the two different types of chart for you can see donut and pie. I have just shown. Now, if you wanted to use a for trend, showing a trend over time, the best chart is line chart. Okay. So now if I have used a line chart, you can see that the line chart is basically, this is where the sales. So I think I should have inserted another chart to show it better. So if I use a line chart, so I choose the line chart. I wanted to show my sales by, say for example, a date. Say for example, order date. Okay. That's being said, you need to give the hierarchy at which level. I'll give level 3. Okay. And then you have to give another measures called say profit. Get generated. So you can see x-axis and y-axis wise sales and profit will got generated. Right, sales versus profit over time. You can see sales is plotted in orange color, profit is plotted in blue color. So you can see your somewhere the sales was high in this 2014 at this time. Okay, what is the, you can drill down and filter. further. So if you are filter on Q1 or 2014, now you can further drill down to level 4. Okay, so to drill down to the level 4, because in the design, in the settings of the chart, I have not chosen level 4, that's why it is not showing. So I will choose all the levels here. So there are no data available for this level somehow. Let's see, I will just remove the filter. It will start showing. See, based on the levels, it is getting changed. So this is how you can make your chart, and then the context menu also get updated. So any questions so far before I further deep dive into each of the options of context menu, filter, and different sections on the chart? Any question? Any of the chart you are not familiar with? I mean to say, any of the types of chart you are not familiar with when you add a chart, you know, any of the chart here you are not familiar with, you wanted to explain particular chart.
So, it's fine from my own end.
It's fine for you?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Anything Sadia or Madeline you have?
No,
I'm
I
trying.
just,
Yeah,
go ahead, Sadia. Go ahead.
I'm just trying to copy what you are doing. It's just that I think the data is coming up differently, so I was not able to get the date range or those things.
That depends on your data, like specifically on your data, it depends what you will get. But this is just, I'm showing you the sample. I will start building a story of my own, and I'll start showing it to you. Okay.
Yeah.
But
Otherwise, they are fine.
Yeah. Otherwise, you are able to catch up with the. So if you are not sure of any chart, right? Say for example, if you do not know what is a scatter plot, you can always Google and understand what is a scatter plot is. What does it mean? What is a trend line chart? There's one chart I have not shown, time series. So it's a very interesting chart. So when you choose the time series chart, the SAC has, as I said, in embedded machine learning capacity. So you give, say for example, sales. You choose as a measure, and the dimension, time dimension you have to give. Here there are two time dimension, order date and ship date. I will give the order date. If you give the time dimension, it will start plotting the time series on that time dimension. Okay, and interesting things, you can set the hierarchy. Instead of year, quarter, month, if I give year, quarter, month, day, right? You see, after the data you are having a data, you can just a sec. So as percentage instead of raw data, so show as values. Let's keep it slow as values. After this range is your time series data. It is a forecast. Okay, let's see it into a bigger menu. Right, this range is basically a forecast, you know, and you can so time series is basically, you can see 1 month, 2 month, 3 month YTD, you can see all those things. Okay, so this range that you have seen here, you can change the range, and accordingly the forecast will get generated. You can focus on particular data. Time series gives you a forecasting ability to automatically forecast that data. Now here, okay. So I will come to these options later on, properties option later on for the time series. But time series is a line chart which plots your data against a time. Okay, and it is capable of doing the forecast.
And
Okay.
definitely that must be based on the previous data, right?
Yes, yes, and it applies inherited like in built machine learning capability of SAC based on your data. Okay, to forecast your data set. Right, you can choose the range and you can get the time series data populated. So that's how these are the different charts are there. You can use these different charts for your visualization purpose. Okay, now every different person has different way of representing the data. I have my own way of representing the data. And then on the top you will see there are a bunch of options, right? Apart from that, in here you can see the page. In the page there is a drop downs beside. You can duplicate the page. If you duplicate, this page will be duplicated. If you I'm just showing you the basic navigation option. If you copy the page, it will get copied, and then you can just here come and page you can, yeah, you can duplicate, you can rename. You can rename this page as, say, my first page. Okay, then if you see, right, if you copy the page, I should be able to new from clipboard options coming. Click on that. It got copied, you see. Then if you set as hidden, if you wanted to hide that page, so when you view, you will not see that page. Okay, so that you can do. You go edit, it will see it is hidden. That you can do, right? You can hide in mobile. Move to the right. If you move to the right, it will move towards one side right. Move to the left, move to one side left. So instead of again creating a page, these options are helpful. Then you wanted to add a comment to this. You just get my first page. I'm happy to create. Okay, add a comment. You can make this comment here. Okay, in viewing mode also you will you cannot see that because, okay, I think I have hidden that page. That's why I unhide this page. Just a second. Now comment is somewhere else. Yes. Now unhide this. Set visible. Okay. Now if you see in the view, this is how you can see it. The comment is in for the edit purpose. Okay. So that's how it is look. You can make it full screen mode.
Yeah. Hey, I got a question for you. We use those pie charts a lot. We're struggling because, like, let's say I want to have on there percent and I want to have on there my rate. In Excel, we used to do a lot more. So we haven't figured out a way to have multiple like measures on there. If there's anything available, can you let us know?
Yes. So if you wanted to insert a pie chart, say for example, you cannot probably use multiple measures in one pie chart because of the fact the chart itself, it doesn't allows you. So I'll go here and insert a chart. I'll choose a pie chart here, right? If you see, it will only allow one measure. Pie chart setting is such that it will only at a time it will allow you to show one measure. Either you can show profit, quantity, sales, and discount, or but then bifurcated by multiple dimension is possible. So for example, I wanted to see my sales by first at first level is state, and then second level is city. That you can do.
Okay.
So that you can do. So you can see here, if you hover on the section, so city is New York, state is New York. Here, if you see California, Los Angeles, that way you can do. You can change this to look a little different also in donut. Donut represented a little better. Okay. So, but you cannot show multiple measures in a single pie chart. That's the settings of the chart. If you wanted to show multiple measures, it is better to show in a bar or a column chart, because of the fact it allows you. So suppose if I insert another chart here, and I see I choose a bar chart, then I said I add a measure, say for example, quantity sold and the sales, right? You can two color. If you wanted to see the profit also side by side, three things by, say for example, you wanted to see by city, right? And then you can just apply a sort, say top five sales, a profit. Okay. And then you can just apply a sort on sales value, highest to lowest. So if that way you can see it. So against this, you can see against Los Angeles, there are three charts. One is 2879. It is very small compared to the other data. It all completely depends on the data, how it will be visualized, right? If you see, right, small, this is how it can show. Multiple measures can be shown against one. If you wanted to change it you wanted to show it in a sort of horizontal, you wanted to show it vertical, you can just change it and see it here. Right, this is how you can see. So San Francisco, the quantities are pretty, here you can see New York a little bit better, 3417. This is your sales, this is your profit. So this is the quantity sold, which is of a value of this much. This is the profit earned.
So we don't have it here also, right? The percentage and the numbers together.
No, I don't think so. So if you wanted to, no, I don't think you will be able to show it as the percentage. Percentage is only relevant for the pie or so what has happened, like what happens in the pie chart and the donut chart, your entire value is 360-degree because it's a circle.
Yeah, 100%. Okay.
100%. Okay.
So
then
we don't have the numbers with percentages in pie chart in any other visualization, like in Canvas or
no
template or anything else, right?
No, that property, like that property is basically of the chart property. It's not the type of page you will, based on the page it will change. It will not like that. Page is just a page. Page has three different functionality. One is responsive page, adjust automatically. Canvas page does not, right? So you can see, right? I'll tell you what is the response. This is the responsive page I will use, right? I just move this during my design time. I move this. I just move this here. Say for example, I drop it here. Automatically the bottom chart got adjusted. Okay, like that. It just will get adjusted. Suppose I wanted to bring this here. Sorry, not coming.
Yeah, with tables, I have hard time moving them around.
In Canvas, you will have hard time. Definitely, you will have hard time. So it is overlapping. Just I need to drag and drop. Automatically, the bottom chart will get adjusted. You can see the bottom chart got adjusted. In Canvas, you cannot do this. And also, like when you are viewing, so now you are able to view it here. I think there are different view modes. You can see that viewing is here. There are different view modes. Why it is not showing full screen? Okay. Have I saved this page? Let me save this story. Just a sec. Let me save this. Go to the edit mode and there should be an option where it will show how it looks like in different device. Yes, tab bar. Now, okay, this is a tab bar. You can change the bars, and there should be an option in which view you wanted to see. It is not giving. Maybe in your system licensed version it will give. Okay, so here it is not giving. It will give you the layout, how it looks like in a tablet, in a mobile. It will show you because it's a responsive page. Okay, so that's what it will show you. So in that view, if you change the view from that PC to a tablet, automatically the chart size will get adjusted as per the resolution of the screen. Okay, so these are the options. Apart from these charts, yeah, Alice, please. Yeah, Francis, sorry, not Alice.
Oh, sorry. Oh, Sadia, you can also like in the canvas, like she was, if you delete, you have two sections there. So if you delete one of the section, it makes one bigger. Then you can then put all this chat in one screen. In one screen, yes. Like I mean, no, the overall. You see the place that has no, not that. For
Okay.
the whole entire block, yes. So if you remove it, no, don't remove it though. It's going to take off everything. But if you remove one and then design, put all the chat that you want in one, they can then all contain in one chat. Do you understand what I'm saying? Instead of having them different chats in different boxes.
Yeah.
So you're asking, can we combine all these visualizations?
No, it was Rahul told me he was like trying to. He told me one time that you see how you have two different boxes when
Yeah.
you're doing
This one and
Canvas.
this one.
Yeah, so yeah. So instead of like having maybe a pie chart on this box, a table on the other box, you just delete one box, and then that makes the remaining box to spread out to be bigger. So then you can now put in all the charts and everything that you need, all the graphic in one box instead.
This is all. It automatically got.
Yes. Yeah. It should then be like this.
You
It
can
should still
restore
be in
it.
Canvas. Yeah, it should still be in Canvas, but it will just be in one box.
See, I changed it. The charts are and everything got adjusted. You can change, drag and drop and play around. But in Canvas, it is not possible. Okay. In Canvas, as I saved the story, I'll create a Canvas story now. For example, in Canvas page, what will happen? I'll go to the classic design experience. We'll first ask I'll insert a chart. Asking for a model. I'll go inside this and use my first superstore data. For example. See, it doesn't have a lane, first of all. You see, there's no lane. It's just a static page. You add a measure, you add profit, and against that you wanted to see the discount you have given to earn that profit. After how much discount, and then you have to wanted to see the by category. And then sort by highest to lowest. Okay, like this. But discount doesn't even make sense. It's pretty slow. So I'll say sales. Okay. Like that, something like that you are saying. Now you wanted to add another chart. right? Say for example, you wanted to use a pie chart, add a measure, say sales by state. Where is my state? Or say by sales shipping mode. Okay. Then you add another table. Here you say I wanted to add this dimension in my table, say category. I wanted to see not this category, sorry, this not category here. And then I wanted to see product name. Then I wanted to see subcategory and the shipping mode. These are the things I wanted to see. And say for example, yeah, my measure is sales and profit. I wanted to see. This is how you made it. Okay. Right. If I now move this, first of all, the other chart is not moving. You can see it is overlapping, not getting adjusted. You see, this is what is going to happen in Canvas. But unlike in the other page, automatically the stories are everything was getting adjusted. If I was dragging from here to here, the next other widget was going below that. Okay. And on top of that, when you visualize this page, this story into different devices, as per the device resolution, like every device has a resolution, which we can set here. Like you can see, go to display settings and change the resolution from here, right? If you go to the display, where is the display? Here you can change the resolution, right? As per the resolution of the device, but there is by default resolution in every device, right? As per the resolution of the device, it will get adjusted. The chart and everything will get adjusted in the responsive page. You get my point? This is the difference between Canvas and responsive page. Are we aligned now? Any question?
Nothing from me.
Now,
No, we'll have more questions once we are creating those.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. I love to hear that. Okay. So now I'll go back to my the other story that I was creating in the responsive page. Okay. So this is your when you click add, like here. So these are different chart options. Now, as I said, every story has a two different point of view. One is story and one is data. So this is a story view. Now, if you click on the data, it will take you to a different screen, which is a data view. Okay. Now, this data view is not available in the view mode of the story. Okay. You will only able to see the chart. To enable this data view in the view mode, against each of these chart, there is a button called Enable Explorer. The moment you click on that, you can see there is an option called Explorer available comes against the chart. Now you save this particular save this particular where is my more options for save? Is the threshold option? Why is that not coming? This is the disadvantage of using the trial version. Just a second. So anyway, so now if you go to this view, we'll see Explorer available. And if you click on this Explorer available, then from the view mode, it will take you to this mode. Okay, right? From the chart from which you have gone to this mode, that chart will be shown in default. Now, if you wanted to change it, you can always change it, and you can add all the dimension into the layout, right? And just see furniture. I wanted to filter that data furniture. Just click on that furniture, right? It will show the fun. I'm clicking too fast. See, if you wanted to see only this city, will filter. If you wanted to change the chart in the view mode through different chart, like say for example, I wanted to see a bar column, or I wanted to see it by I see it as a table. To show you in the table format, right? So this is the view side of the story. Okay, so to enable into for the end user will not see a story in the edit mode. Okay, they will see the story in the view mode. To enable this into the for the end user in the view mode, okay, in the designer view mode, right? So you have to just a sec. I was in Explorer mode. I'll have to come out of the Explorer. The story mode. So if you enable the users to the Explorer view, you have to click on this particular chart and give the Explorer view option in the edit from the designer. Where exactly we'll get that? If you click on the designer, at the very bottom. Okay. Now you can enable it for this one as well. So user can go from any of the chart to the Explorer view. That Explorer view is nothing but the data view in edit mode. This data view allows you to like ad hocly see the data into the chart. So for example, I wanted to see trend by line. Instead of creating the chart, I just wanted to see, and then I say show it by city. You click on the top, it will show you by city. Then you wanted to show by date hierarchy, says 2015. You just apply that filter, it will get applied. So this is the view mode, right? So these are the two different modes are there. As you explore more, you will see more details. Then you can export the data into a CSV from here, CSV with a different type of separators. Okay, but for these to have in the live connection, that option has to be always enabled, that I showed you when I was creating the live model. Okay, right? These are the way you can. These are different portion of the story view and the data view and things like that. Okay. Does it make sense to all of you?
Yes.
Story and data view and all. Apart from that, if I'll just add another page. So as I said, you can in a story you can have multiple responsive page. Also, you can have a canvas page. I'll create a canvas page now in this story. So this page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4 all together makes it a story. And in that story there are 4 pages here. And in this each pages I have one widget, 2 widget, second, third widget, fourth widget, fifth widget, and those are widgets. And in the widget we are using chart, different type of charts. Okay, so that's how it should be read. Now I create a chart in the canvas page. Say for example, I will create a scatter plot. I wanted to see in the scatter plot the sales versus profit. X-axis is my sales, that is this axis is sales, and this is my profit in y-axis by, say for example, region. Okay. Now if you hover on, say Western region has the most profit and most sales. Okay. Now here is a very less data. If I change the dimension here, say for example, I give customer name, say for example, let's see how does it look. See, this is the area where most of the average sales and profit happened. This is outliers. These are two extreme points. Scatter plot plots that. You're getting my point. So this is the scatter plot. My x-axis versus y-axis. The more top we are there, we are better in performance evaluation. I don't know, like if you have ever in your organization also have some performance evaluation, like you have bell curve and all. Scatter plot is a performance evaluation metrics also as well. So if this is a question like how you are performing, and so you can add two different parameters here. Based on that, if you see that okay, the person who is more towards the right is best performing, right? So this is the best performing curve. This the customer. She has given more sales and profit. This one given more sales but not so much of profit. Okay, so this is how you can relate to the scatter plot, and the context got changed. Now, apart from these charts, in a story, what you can insert? You can insert a table. So a table I've just shown, right? If you insert a table, it will have a bunch of row. It's basically a pivot. Okay, basically a pivot. You can add more dimension to the table. So for example, category, country, or let's not give category, country, city. No, so it will take the same order the way you click it. Country, region, state, city. Now it got added to rows, sorry, columns. You can drag and drop here. Country, region. Yeah, that's how you can make this. Right now, you can format these. Format this further. You can see if you go to the formatting option, you can use different templates, alternate rows. Okay, you can see this is different format. You can choose the color, the blue or something like that. Okay, symbols, if there are any color background or anything like that, you can threshold style. You can see bold color and all those things. Alternate, instead of alternate, you can use reporting style. So these different table styles are there. You can see that you can apply from the things, from gamification. Apart from that, what you can use in a story, you can use geomap. We have already seen the geomap, how you can configure. You have to add a layer. Okay, and if you add a layer, say for example, this is not geo entities, that's why it is asking for another model, so I'll not insert it here. Okay, so so this is one thing you can add. Apart from that, what else you can add? You can add a section. Okay, so section is the newest thing in SSC. So this is one section, this is another section. In that section, you can add different filters and all. right? Say for example, you can add a story city filter. Now you can give it a option, right? So this is section. I will discuss section structure. I will discuss in more details later. But let's now remove it. I just wanted to focus on the basic things first. So then you can use an image. If you have an image, you can add an image. Say for example, a logo. I don't have an image right now. I'll download something from laptop and I'll show. Internet. Say for example, I download something called rain. I'll just download this, save as, and then I'll upload this into an image. See, you can insert that image. Okay. Then if you wanted to insert a clock, you can insert the clock. At the top of the dashboard, if you wanted to insert a clock, that you can do. And if you wanted to use a text box, you can use a text box. Yeah, and you write, you can add a dynamic text also. Dynamic text, say for example, I say current time, or say for example, current you, no, for example, current date. It is showing you the date. Okay. Then you can insert, say for example, shapes. If you wanted to insert a shape, there are different shapes are out there. You can use. So for example, this one. So these are the additional stuff which will allow you to build your visualization interesting. Okay. Then you can insert a comment widget symbol. Say for example.
What's that RSS reader one?
I'll tell you.
You did it already? Did I miss it?
No, I'll tell you. RSS feeder. What is RSS feeder? If you search in Google, you'll understand.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is the RSS feeder. Okay.
Got it.
So yes, that you can insert as well. So you can insert a symbol, and you can insert a RSS feeder. You have to give the RSS feeder as a link. You have to give proper link. You have to give proper page. You have to give. We need to configure that, and then only it will be giving you the feeding, like what is coming through that. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. So that you can give from a feed from a particular website or something like that.
Oh, that's really cool. I like.
So what is it used for?
So you can, if you wanted to give a feed, right, to your web page, to your dashboard from an external web page or something, provided you have the capacity of your organization allows to access the internet, or you can give a feeder like of our intranet website, that you can give it. Yes.
So I could see us using that. Like one example would be on the mode metrics, put a feed from the Department of Energy website with their fuel, for example, their diesel fuel price, if that's available.
So you have to use a RSS URL, not the standard URL like you are getting. So say for example, RSS URL for
Put for Department of it. Oh, okay, that's fine. Got it.
Because
I haven't. Yeah, this looks kind of fun.
Let's see if there is anything I can get. These are the options. So you need to get that particular RSS feed post link, like so that you will get those informations.
Yeah.
So just like the news.com, newsap.com. Let's see if this allows me to enable. So you have to also set your proxy setup done, so that it allows you to like connect there. Let's see if it allows. Sometime it not. Let's see. Something coming. You can see unable to load the RSS feed when used SAP.com. So it has to be allowed. I mean to say your proxy has to be, SAC proxy has to allow this. So let me see if I can use something else. Let's see. Something else allows.
I can give you one. You want one to try?
Yeah, I can try, but let's see if it works. If it doesn't work for the SAP thing, it will not work for anything. Because you have to, yeah.
Okay, it won't work for anything. Got it.
You can see this kind of feed you can give. You want to read more SAP BTP environment release, so people can scroll down. It looks really, really nice.
Yeah, I see. I didn't know. I see the feed available on some of the websites we use. That's pretty cool. I've never played with that, so that's cool.
Yeah. Then you wanted to insert a web page, you can insert a web page also. Give the address, provided that web page is allowed by your organization policy. Okay, so here you can say google.sap.com, SAP web page, right? https www.sap.com. Hopefully it will work. Let's see. It is not allowing. The connection is refused. So this connect specifically for the web page, what happens? You have to the connection set between the web page and here. The proxy setting has to happen. HTTPS proxy setting has to happen. Okay. So these are the things you can insert additionally apart from the standard page and all, and to make your things lucrative, the page. Now there are certain other things are there: planning, trigger, art visualization, value diversity. These three we'll talk when we talk about planning. Okay, not now. So generally using the visualization and all those things, these are the different components we use in the story. Okay. So with that, if you have any questions, you can ask me question. So we are talking about stories. I hope you have understanding of the basic stories right now, and I will start creating a story from the scratch and show you how can it go, and then you can practice yourself, right? So I'll create a story from the very scratch, and I will start using that story further for some other additional pieces in future, like tomorrow when I'll show some additional advanced feature of the story. Okay, now let it get saved. Yeah, so I'll create a story in a responsive page here, and I'll keep one lane for now for me to properly add that. I say sales, what do you call sales overview. I'm create now once you click on this, if you go to the designer, it will have the styler option. I will just skip this, and I don't need these things here. I'll just make it a little, just a sec. So here I will insert a image. Okay. So I'll just use this image for now as my I'll make it available into the bottom to the page. Imagine this image is basically nothing but my company logo for now. Sample. I'll increase the width a bit, height a bit. That's how it looks like. Okay. So for example, this is how it looks. Then I'll insert a chart, right? And in that we'll call for a model. I'll create my model. And first thing I will show here. As I said, I will try to have less scroll bar in the chart, in the story, so that I make it optimum for the user experience. Sorry, superstore data. I'll first show you a trend. Why? What is my sales over ship order date? Okay. And I will also keep this as level 4. Okay. And if you wanted to compare the model with another measure, and say, okay, so this is my first chart, the highest level. I think this blue picture doesn't look good. I'll remove that for now.
Yeah. In that view that we have, years, quarterly, months, we have this too where you get the 3 dots. I haven't found a way to change it to February, March, or something instead of 3 dots. Do you have any tips on that, or is that usually how you leave them?
This is how it is looks like. It's a hierarchical view. You cannot change it to the Jan, February, March.
Okay.
If you use a YTD, if you use a time series, then it will instead of using the line chart, if I start using a time series chart, then it will give you a 1 month, 3 months, 6 months view. You can see it. That it will give. You see?
Oh, that's time series.
Yes. Just time
Okay.
chart.
I haven't used that yet. That looks cool.
Yeah. So I'll just change it back to. Sorry. I'll change it back to line for now. I'll come to time series a little later. Okay. This is how the first things looks like. Okay. I'll make sure I have less widened length. Okay. Now in this, for a chart, a line chart, there are many contexts can come. The context are, first I will rank sort. We have already seen. Then you can add a threshold, tooltip, forecast, and all. So if you sorry, in the context, you can first, I will say from the bottom, then I'll come to in the details. Remove view control. If you have a control, then it will show you. I have not yet inserted any control into the chart or into the story or the page. Then you have pin to home. This is a good option. If you have a chart, wanted to pin to home, save and pin. I'll just save the story, my sales overview. So if it is pinned, now you will see that story will show here. Okay. So this story, this particular widget got pinned here. So if something you have in your organization or in your daily task and you wanted to pin it, right? You can run the visualization from here itself. Really don't need to go there. In the home page, you can tag it. You really don't need to run it. If you log in, after the login, you will see the home page and you can analyze. Okay, so that's the pin to home. I'll go back to the story. Sales overview. This is how it looks like in the view mode. I'll go to the edit. Now you can change this, change the heading of this by clicking and holding it and changing it. By default, it is generating a heading of the chart from the measures and dimension I have used. Okay, so if you hold the chart here, I'll reduce this pen a bit. Hold the chart here, right, and go to the context, edit styling. Okay, so I'll apply some styling here and see that how it looks like. I will apply a border, simple border. I'll give the border styling as 2. I'll say it is dash dash. This is how it look like. Corner radius. If you change the corners, what will happen here? You'll see. So this will get molded, you know, a bit instead of sharp. If you increase this, you'll see it will fast further molding. You can see this is how it looks like. Then data points. The data points how you want it to show. Okay, right. I wanted to give a color to the data points. Say for example, I wanted to give this color. So light here. You can see this is the color I have given. All the data points. If you change it, it will take automatically from the palette. Okay. So now so right now, then if you have fonts, right, if you wanted to change the font size here, you can change it from axis level. You can choose a particular one and change. So this particular chart doesn't have a subtitle, say have a chart title. And you wanted to change the font here, say for example, Vardhana, it got changed here. And if you wanted to change the color, you can change the color of the title, right? This is how, if you wanted to make it bold, it will make bold. Okay. Now number format, how you wanted to show the number format, whether it is formatted, unformatted and all. If I'll give it 1000, it will automatically take the 1000 format and it will show in thousands here. Okay. And so on and so forth. Then after that, if you wanted to make the legend, so these are the legends, sales and profit, above chart, below, beside chart. So these are the options. So if I give beside chart, the legend move to the beside the chart. Here you can see. If I give the below the chart, it will move to the below the chart. Right. This is how the level will happen. Axis level direction automatic. Okay. I'll not give any change. Level axis levels. And if you can change it to horizontal as well. So you see the changes how it got changed. It will not visible here much because if it is diagonal, then it would have been shown. Now you can align this to the middle, say for example. Okay, it's not if I reduce the level, probably it will still show better. Yes. Yeah, you can see this Q1 is middle between this Q1 and Q2. So that's how. Hide repeated data levels. You can hide the repeated data levels if there is any. So there is nothing repeated here, so it is showing everything. It doesn't make sense. And then the axis color. Axis color is black. You can see here. You can change the color to anything that you want. If you wanted to give it a green, it will get a green color. Okay. Generally, we keep it black. And these are the formatting options in the chart. Now below that, after that, if you see it here in the context menu, this is the edit styling. Now, if you wanted to export the data of it in a CSV format, you can always export from here. But this is in the view mode, it is more applicable. Then there is a very important function, copy to. Okay, So copy to another page. If you click on that, there will be, you can see another copy to the page. It will another version of it got created. Now, if you see, if you go to copy to a new canvas page, a new canvas page will be created and there it is copied. This is the copy to function. Okay. Say then if you have copy to duplicate, it will duplicate the chart again. So this is how it will look like. Okay. So I'll remove the duplicate, remove, and then remove the pages. Okay. So these are the functions here. Now then, if you see in the context function, collapse title. So if the titles are there, I don't think this is expand title. If you see that little bit of movement is happening, which is not visible in bare eyes, but there is a little bit movement of this axis is happening. Okay, and then again go to the context menu, edit axis. Now this edit axis is basically you are setting the maximum value and minimum value of the axis. Okay, so sometimes we need, if your numbers are pretty outlied, I mean to say, then you can give the maximum and minimum value of the y-axis. Okay, so that the chart so why do we do that? Because suppose you have a value called $200 million and one is $20 million. The $20 million will never be seen in the report, right? So that way, if you wanted to decide a range for a level, for an axis, that you can give here through, through this option. Okay. So in this case, in this my chart, there is nothing to be added there, or you can dynamically switch it on based on the values it has. It can dynamically decide, the chart can dynamically decide what is the maximum value and minimum value it will take. So you can see the chart got adjusted a bit. You can go here and edit axis. You can just switch it off. See that the chart will get adjusted a little bit, but it is not visible for this data set very properly. If you have a data set which is pretty abrupt, one is 200 million, one is 2 million, one is, say for example, 20,000, another is 200,000, something like that. There is so abrupt drop and things are there, then that axis setup is helpful. Then you have show and hide. This is an important button. So if you click on that, there are many show and hide. So if you click on the chart title, it will not show the chart title. So in a chart, if you wanted to have space, then in that case, this show and hide is helpful. Like subtitle, if you remove the subtitle, it will not show the subtitle. Okay. Then legend, if you wanted to remove the legend, it will not show the legend. So you can see now the chart having more space. This is distributing. Data labels, if you don't want to show the data labels, it will not show the data labels. I'll mark it. Data markers, if you don't want it to show that, then you can see the markers dots are removed. X-axis level, if you don't want it to show the X-axis level, then it will like that. So this show and hide, as per the context of the visualization, it gets changed. Then y-axis level, if you wanted to show the y-axis level, this is, you can see it is showing. I remove that now because I am showing the data levels. That's why I'm not showing that y-axis level. Okay, so that way you can utilize the charts option properly. Now, if I go here and then, sorry, if you go to the context menu further again, then you have options called mobile. So it is mobile enabled because it's a responsive page. By default, everything is mobile enabled. If you wanted to disable, then you can click on that. Otherwise, mobile enabled. Okay. Then you have add. Under the add, there are multiple lines, multiple things. If you wanted to add a hyperlink, right? If you wanted to add a hyperlink, mobile app URL, external URL, or page or a story, that means another page in the same story or another story in the SSE or external URL, then you can mention it here. For example, google.com. say Google. So I give a so you can drill down also further based on the thing. So a hyperlink I will show you in a different thing as well. So let's not add the hyperlink here. I'll just click that, read it out, delete it and say it none. Okay. For now, let's keep it out. I'll show you the hyperlink further. Then there are different others, option threshold. I will show you tomorrow. Cross calculation, hyperlink, trellis, and all. We'll see that. Show that later. Come to that a little later. There's an advanced topic in the story, and we'll see that. Then comes add smart insight. Smart insight I will talk about when I talk about the smart features of SAC. Then there is an option called compare to. If you wanted to compare to with the previous year, then you can give the comparison. You can see there is a button, there is a plus minus coming. So compared to this one, this is 7.62. Like if I give level 3, you will understand better. You can see that plus minus buttons are coming. How much it is from the previous quarter of the same year, that it tells. So this is the compared to. Then opens the basically whenever you are creating a compared to, it basically create a variance. Okay, so you will see, right, you wanted to compare the sales by order date to sales by order date previous period. Okay, that's how you wanted to do. Okay, or if you wanted to do by previous quarter, you can do by previous quarter. It shows you the trend, right? You can see that trend is showing, right? That if you wanted to change it, but if you don't want it to show the variance in that way, you still want it to remain in the line format, then you can variance, you can just say all measures, and it will show you in this format. Right? You can see this, it is only showing the variances by a trend, quarterly trend. Okay. Then comes one option called linked analysis, which I'll cover tomorrow. More charts are required to show that. Then comes the rank. Okay, top n options, bottom n option are there based on a particular value, and this is frequently used in bar chart. Okay, and then lastly there is sort option, whether you can wanted to sort by the dimension or the measure, sales or profit, that you can do. You can also go for advanced sorting. So you can say I wanted to sort my superstore sales data by sales. Then I wanted, there is no lowest to highest or highest to lowest. You can give that sort option as well. Okay. So these are the different way you can do that. So I'll remove the variances from here now. The variances we created, we'll come back to chart. You can, this is, it got sorted. 2017 again 16 again 17. So basically it's not an alphabetical order of, so not alphabetical, the chronological order of date, but it is the highest value, because I wanted to see the sales, highest sale first. That way it is spread over the line chart. Okay, so this is a simple line chart I have created. At this point of time, I will just take a pause. I just showed you the different context. Okay, and I want one of you to start creating a story and see, like, if you are stuck anywhere. Okay, then tomorrow I will build this sales overview story further and show you the advanced features of the SAC further. Okay, SAC stories. So anybody want to take over from here to at least to start creating a story, insert different charts, see the options? Francis Sadia.
I have a question though.
Mhm.
In the chart that you showed, is there a way to add year average to the graph? Like
Your
yeah,
average.
yeah, for like 2021, 2022. Not like
Uh,
have a
you
line and say,
understood.
yeah.
Yeah, there is an option, but I don't want to cover it right now. Okay, let's
Okay.
see. Let's talk it about it. If you do a smart insight, and this smart insight is possible, if you
Mhm.
do a smart insight, system will run a like what do you call algorithm, machine learning algorithm to bring down the average line or the mean line of all the data. Let's see,
Okay.
run it. Add smart insight. It is saying loading smart insights. Let's see what it does. It is running now. Okay.
Well,
So it is not able to decide that in this chart. Probably in a bar chart it will show. It is just showing a running commentary saying Q4 2007 has the highest sales of 2624, is the top row ID contributor of Q4 this. Let me insert a bar chart and see for the same data. So the smart insight is a feature in SAC. For a particular widget, it can run some more information and it can generate some more information. Okay. Some of that
mhm.
one of the information is that you said that average line. Okay. Let me show you this. Let's run the smart insight for this. You can see this average line got generated here.
Oh yes. So now, can you have like different average
Mhm.
times? Like, can I have for like 2021, 2022?
Then you have to further bring in the time into the dimension of like say for example instead
Here.
of instead of customer name, you can see it by time. Say for example
Yeah.
order date, right? And then in the order date you can go to the
Drill.
granularity drill. Yes, go to the drill level 4. Your average line got generated. You see now each of these, if you wanted to see further, you can apply a filter. This is 2014 average line. This is Q1, Jan, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, and all. Got my point? This is how you can
Yeah.
see. You can visualize it. So I created, let this chart also be there. This is looking really nice. So this is how you can build your small chart. Then further you can enhance this capacity and all. I'm not getting into that. You can definitely do that. But this smart insight feature that I have shown you here, it will give you some running commentary on the chart based on the data, and it will give you some average line. Okay, specifically for the bar chart, bar or column chart. That's how it will look like. Okay, so I'll rename this page also to say sales.
I'm not
Sales
seeing it. Oh,
overview. Right. So this is how you can work on this further, and you can build your story. So I just wanted to know if anybody wants to take it forward. I can take it forward further. Okay. So at least the things that I have done today, that we can take it forward. Then tomorrow what I'll do, I'll do more advanced things. We'll talk about filters, control parameter, input measure control. How can you create calculated measures here in the story level? And how can you create something called calculated dimensions, restricted key figures, things like those. We'll talk it tomorrow. Okay. Some of the other options in the story, you can see there is also a preference of the story. Means when you click on this, you can set at the story level what would be the color, what is the background color of the story. Okay, if you give it red, let's see how does it happen, what does it do. So sorry, I will just come back here. Page background is red, lane background is what, a color. Say for example, I give blue. Okay, let's see how does it work. Okay, it's not taking. Maybe I'll create preference. So these preferences you can change, right? I will not give anything right now. Let's see, I'll keep it default as it was. So then you can you can give the page settings as per the responsive canvas page. Then you can give the chart and geo. You can create a palette, from here, color palette, tables. What is the format by default format of the table? Okay, what is the font for the table? Okay, what is the default color that you can give? What is the default styling template? You can give the report style, table style, and all. That is us. Text. What is the font of the text? Color of the text. If the text has a border, and all those things you can set up on the steady level rather than doing it into the widget level every time if going to the builder style here. That you can also do. Okay, that one thing here. The other thing is here, smart insight settings. You can give some smart insight settings or also. Okay, while we are running the smart insights. Then you have convert to optimize design experience. That is the page conversion happens. Then query settings. If you have a query, enable query batching, enable query merge, query visualization, and all those things specifically for BW and HANA live connections. Okay, not for import connection or file. Okay. Then save as template, export. If you wanted to export the dashboard in PDF, PowerPoint, or Google Slide, you can do that. Okay, that way you can export that. Then you have option called save as template that we have seen. Then copy, duplicate, on all those options. You can go copy the page and all those things that you can do. Then share option. If you wanted to share the stories with somebody, you can share it. Then data. If you wanted to refresh the data, you can refresh. If you have a you can see data is getting refreshed. If you have a import connection, you can configure the auto refresh. Enable the auto refresh every 15 minutes or 50 seconds. That you can do in the story. Then if you have variable, you can link the two variables. If you have, say for example, you have two different models from which the story is being built, then you can, if there is a variable in a model, the same variable can also is available in another model. You can link it together so that the variable merge happens. Then here link dimension. This is used for blending. I'll talk about the blending little later in the advanced features, and then we'll show. I need to prepare some data for that. Display. So here you can see comment display. If you click on that, commentary will be enabled. Okay. Then you have examine. This is helpful in examine. You have to if you select a chart, it will give you some data to examine there in the tabular format inside here. This is useful for debugging purposes. This is the data tabular format for debugging purposes. It is helpful. Okay. Now, if you click on this, it will go away. Then comes the Explorer view mode. This is the Explorer view mode. Enable Explorer view mode for chart and table. So this Explorer view mode is there. Right. So those are the things you can do. Apart from that, you have conditional formatting, chart scaling, formula bar, you click on the formula bar, there will be a formula bar at the top. Okay. Then conditional formatting I will show you tomorrow. Chart scaling I will show you tomorrow. Okay. This we have already seen. Input control, we'll talk more about that tomorrow. Then layouts. If you wanted to give a particular layout, apply any template to your story, that you can do. Okay. So these are the different options. Device preview. I was trying to show you this device preview earlier. See, you can see this is the responsive page I have chosen. This is right now in showing how it will be looking like in a laptop, in a device, right? If you change it to the iOS, this is how it will look like. Small phone, large tablet, this is how it will look like. Because it is a responsive page, it will get adjusted according to the table as the size. This is the preview it is giving.
Is it quick and easy? I didn't know about like responsive when we first started using this tool. And Francis says we got to do more responsive, but is it easy like to just change what we have to responsive quickly and easily?
No, the canvas cannot be changed to responsive. I don't think the page can be converted. I don't think.
Oh, bummer. Okay.
You cannot do that. So
okay.
Generally we use responsive page in order to support multiple devices. And this is the devices. If you wanted to see Android, you can see this is the Android.
I think it makes sense. We just started with the other one when we started using the tool.
Canvas page.
Yeah, Canvas page. So just out of habit, copy feature. But that sounds good. We can just recreate in time.
Yes. And you can see the scroll. Automatically the chart got adjusted and scroll. This is the features of specific features of responsive page. It will automatically get adjusted as per the resolution of the screen.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll go out. So these are the different options. If you increase the percentage, you can also see if you zoom in, how will it look like? This is how. So this is a very interesting tool which tells you like there are a lot of options inbuilt, right? And it will give you, if you explore more, you will get to see more of that. I'll go back from the device preview to original mode. So this is how you can build more. These are the different options in the story. Okay. Any question? I just wanted to know if you have any questions or anything. And I also want you to first create at this level, at least insert a chart and see responsive page you could create, and at least see the data. Now if you wanted to, like responsive and canvas I just showed, if you wanted to see the grid, how does the grid looks like? So if you use the same data set, say for example here, and just a sec, this is the freezing. You need to use, say for example, just a sec. This is a table format, and it will I think I need to, it is not allowing me to filter style of the grade. Why is the data is not showing? I need to check this. Just I'll show it to you tomorrow. Something is else here. I'll show it to you tomorrow. So in the grid page, there are some changes are out there, which we'll discuss about this tomorrow. Let's discuss about this tomorrow. But overall, the canvas page and the responsive page is this. Grid we'll discuss tomorrow. Let's see. I'll prepare something and show it to you. Okay. Makes sense to all of you?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I want you to create a story like this, at least practice. If you get time today or tomorrow, early morning or any time, and then take it forward tomorrow, not today. I will not start with filter and all those things right away today. Okay. So it will take time to explain, and formatting and all, measure input control and all.
Okay, so I was trying to create this the
Yeah.
chart just like you did with the, but I'm not successful at it at all.
Okay, so you have created this forecast, right?
Yes.
Now your forecast bar is too high. So can you just click on that 3-dot context menu? Let's see whether how good the data is. No, not here. Right side top. And here, add. Just go to the add.
Add.
Yes. And just can you click on forecast?
Yes.
Automatic forecast. Is not able to generate the forecasts. The data. So,
maybe it's some data issue. I think is this the right thing?
Can you quickly create a model called Superstore data? That is a better data compared to this.
Okay, so create a new model.
Yeah, you create a new model from the file quickly.
Okay.
Just upload a go out.
Why is it not letting me save?
Because this is a trial version. You see, upgrade to share stories and saying upgrade. That means you buy a license. That's what it's asking.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I go to models.
Model just upload the Superstore data and create from CSV.
From CSV. Oh, Superstore is in.
Yeah, that is there. I can see it.
It is
Last
here.
file yesterday. Exercise 2.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the model.
There is a issue. Just change the date format. Can you check on the issue?
Validate data.
No,
or
model
issue.
requirement. Yeah, just that open that. Yes. Okay, it is saying the order date. Just select the order date and change it to MMDDYYY. The format. Drop down. There you go. First one. No, first one. Date one.
Okay, so now create. Oh, I have to upload this now. Import.
Not
imported successfully.
Yes, it is already imported. When you do it through the file, it will automatically get imported. Okay.
Now I just go into the model and create a story from there.
Yes,
or go to story.
yes. Exactly. The first option. The model has already now 9,994 rows.
Okay.
You have to create a story. The model is created.
So
go to a story and there you have to give the pointer to the model.
A responsive page.
Yes.
Okay.
Now you insert a time series chart for here.
Oh, okay.
Chart. You can delete one lane.
Yes.
Yeah. Now you have one
And
lane.
then
The chart. Let's see. Just take the time series.
time series.
Second option. Yes. Just add a measure, say for cells, for example. Then you add order date. Okay. Give the level of
Okay.
date. Yeah. Now it got created. Now if you click on the three buttons at the corner of the chart, context menu, add for the
Just add.
add forecast, automatic forecast. Let's see what it does. So you can see now you change the bar, reduce and up, reduce and increase the bar below this one here in the chart no, that bar, no, below in the axis, below the axis. Yes. No, you cannot increase further. That is the maximum. Okay. Reduce it.
Oh, okay.
You can see this. See, now the forecast is getting generated. The gray, the blue area, right?
Yeah.
Right side, blue area.
This
After
one?
two, yes, that is the forecast range based on the historical data. Some anomalies are there because the forecast is showing a orange button. Some anomalies is there in the data, but that is the forecast range. It is okay.
Okay.
You reduce the forecast period further, you will see that how the forecast is happening.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the forecast.
This is the forecast.
And it's assuming it's 2018.
Yes. Next few periods. From your date.
Okay. Okay.
January to March. This is the possible forecast as per the data.
If I do add smart insights,
you can do that. Yes. It'll done is an algorithm on this chart, and it will load the smart insights.
And when they say smart insights, what does it really mean?
It's basically deep dive into that chart further and give more bring out more insights. So specifically like
details about this, which is the highest sale month and
like
time.
average, one of the functions are average. Some of the set functions are there, average and things like that.
Very good. And if I want to add variance?
Yeah, you can add variance. Add. No, I think this is a time series chart, right? It will not allow you to add variance. If you use a bar chart, it will allow you.
Okay.
Bar or line chart, then yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So right, that way you can keep on creating more charts and do that. But this is what you have created from the story, directly from the model, but you can create from the story.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Shubha.
No problem. No problem.
Have a great night.
Okay. So are we concluding then today?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay, then Francis, Marilyn.
Thank you so much.
Let's meet. Yeah, let's meet tomorrow. I'll show you some more interesting and funny features of, more interactive features of SSE story tomorrow. We'll talk about input controls, filters, input measure control, dimension input control, and all those things.
So you will be showing it, or we will be doing it?
Tomorrow you can first 1 hour, you can create your own charts and everything. If you have any, you can insert your your lot of charts, and you can just play around with the charts and all. Okay.
Okay.
Thereafter, we can go with the advanced features.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good day ahead. Yeah. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for attending the session. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Also, feel free to ask your questions in the comment section below, and we will reply to them at the earliest.